Hello and welcome to the Minimum Competence episode for Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. I'm your host for today, Andrew Leahy, a tax and technology attorney from New Jersey. On today's episode, we have FTC v. Meta, Trump's gag order, Google Adtech lawsuit, and a McDonald's trademark case. Let's remember, translation is the art of failure, and this is the art of legal news. On this day in legal history, June 5th, 1849, Denmark transitioned from an absolute monarchy to a constitutional monarchy with the signing of its first constitution. This pivotal moment marked the end of absolute royal rule and the beginning of a new era of governance based on democratic principles. The Danish Constitution of 1849 safeguarded civil liberties, including freedom of speech, assembly, and religion. It also curtailed the king's powers, ensuring that he could no longer rule by decree. A significant feature of the new constitution was the establishment of a bicameral legislature known as the Rigstag, composed of the Folketing and Landsting. The Folketing served as the lower house, representing a broader spectrum of the populace, while the Landsting functioned as the upper house. This legislative framework aimed to balance representation and ensure a more equitable system of governance. The Constitution laid the groundwork for Denmark's modern democratic system, promoting the rule of law and the protection of individual rights. Each year on June 5th, Denmark commemorates this historic event with Constitution Day, a national holiday celebrating the values and freedoms enshrined in the 1849 Constitution. This day serves as a reminder of Denmark's commitment to democracy and civil rights, reflecting the enduring legacy of the country's constitutional foundations. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission, that's the FTC for those in the know, has accused Meta Platforms Inc., formerly Facebook, of withholding critical information during its initial reviews of the company's acquisitions of Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014. These transactions were originally approved after varying levels of scrutiny by the FTC, but the agency now claims that Meta did not disclose key pre-acquisition documents. The FTC, which is currently seeking to break up Meta on antitrust grounds, alleges that this undisclosed information would have impacted its original decisions. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, is attempting to dismiss the case, arguing that its substantial investments in the acquired apps have benefited customers. A Meta spokesperson countered the FTC's claims by stating that Meta faces significant competition and that the company's investments have enhanced Instagram and WhatsApp. This isn't the first time Meta has faced allegations of non-disclosure. In 2017, European regulators fined the company for providing misleading information about the WhatsApp deal. Additionally, the FTC's recent filing accuses Meta of degrading user experience on its platforms by increasing ad loads and under-resourcing Instagram. The case, overseen by U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, has yet to see a trial date set. Former President Donald Trump has requested the judge in his hush money case to lift a gag order following his conviction on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
The charges stem from a $130,000 payment made by Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen to adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election to keep her silent about an alleged encounter. Trump denies the affair and plans to appeal the conviction. Before the trial began, Justice Juan Merchan restricted Trump's public statements about the case to prevent potential threats to the proceedings. Trump's defense argues that with the trial concluded, these restrictions on his First Amendment rights are no longer justified. During the trial, Trump was fined $1,000 for each of 10 violations of the gag order, which included calling Cohen a serial liar and criticizing the jury selection. Trump, a candidate in the 2024 presidential election, claims the gag order is unconstitutional. His lawyer, Todd Blanche, highlighted that President Joe Biden and others have publicly commented on the case, while Cohen and Daniels have also continued to publicly criticize Trump. The judge has previously noted that public critics of Trump likely do not need protection under the gag order. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which brought the case, has not yet responded to the request to lift the gag order. The case continues to attract significant public and media attention as Trump prepares for his upcoming campaign and his sentencing. The UK's Competition Appeal Tribunal, or CAT for those that prefer brevity, has ruled that Google parent Alphabet must face a lawsuit worth up to €13.6 billion, or $17.4 billion, for allegedly abusing its dominance in the online advertising market. The lawsuit, brought by Adtech Collective Action on behalf of UK publishers, claims that Google's anti-competitive behavior caused them significant financial losses. Despite Google's attempt to block the case, arguing it was incoherent and strongly rejecting the allegations, the CAT has certified the case to proceed towards a trial, expected no earlier than the end of 2025. The CAT noted that the threshold for certifying a collective proceeding in the UK is relatively low. The case is part of a broader scrutiny of Google's ad tech business by regulators, including Britain's Competition and Markets Authority and the European Commission. In the U.S., Google is also defending against antitrust lawsuits from the Department of Justice and a coalition of states led by Texas. Google's legal team maintains that the company's impact on the ad tech industry has been pro-competitive. The CAT's decision adds to a series of significant lawsuits against major tech firms this year, including Meta and Apple, and Google has not yet responded to the ruling. The EU's General Court has ruled that McDonald's cannot use the term Big Mac for poultry products after failing to use the trademark for such products over 5 consecutive years. This decision is a partial win for the Irish fast food chain Supermax in a long-standing trademark dispute. Supermax initiated the revocation attempt in 2017, challenging McDonald's 1996 registration of the Big Mac name for both meat and poultry products. The European Union Intellectual Property Office, or EUIPO, initially dismissed Supermax's request, supporting McDonald's use of the term. However, Supermax continued to contest the decision. The General Court sided with Supermax, stating that McDonald's did not demonstrate continuous use of the Big Mac trademark for poultry products within the EU for 5 years. McDonald's has the option to appeal the decision to the Court of Justice of the European Union, and the case number is T58/23. And with that, I thank you so much for listening to Minimum Competence, your daily news podcast for lawyers. If you're looking for more than minimum competence, links to further reading on all the topics touched on today are in the show notes. Reviews go a long way towards helping new listeners to find our show. If you have a moment, leave a rating or review on your podcast player. We'd sure appreciate it. And if you know someone that might be interested in a story we cover, consider sending them the episode. But remember, nothing here should be construed as legal advice because it is certainly not that. Minimum Competence is available at minimumcomp.com and wherever it is you might get your finely crafted podcasts. If you haven't checked out the website in a while, give it a look. There are complete transcripts and resources for each episode and its corresponding segments, as well as an opportunity to receive new episodes in email, newsletter form. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and until then, remember, the more elusive and ambiguous a symbol is, the more it gains significance and power. I don't really know what that means, but it's a cool quote.